Just got a brand new Ibanez Soundgear bass today, and by brand new, I mean new to me. It is a very used instrument, and today we're going to be cleaning it up. You can see here my new strings, my strings cutter, just taking out everything, showing you what I'm going to be using. 91% isopropyl alcohol, because that's supposedly better for electronics that way. Toothbrush. The paper towels ended up being a mistake. About 2/3 of the way through, I was like, why am I using paper towels? I have rags. But at any rate, taking out of my new mono gig bag, as you can see, it's a pretty nice instrument, just very beat up. It is extremely used. Dirt, gunk, grime, fingerprints. It even had body hair in the bridge. At one point you can literally see me taking body hairs out of the bridge. And we're going to start off just cutting out these old strings, and then we're going to end up using a lot of toothbrush, a lot of alcohol, and just cleaning this thing down. And as I'm doing that, I will definitely be editing through here. There's no need for me to show you every single step of the process. Just get these old strings off of here, and when I'm cleaning it off, I definitely ended up going over a lot of it. Just over and over again. There was a lot of stuff that was just sort of, I don't know, you'd wipe it down, it'd get wet, and you'd scrape it off with a toothbrush, and then it'd start to dry, and it'd be like, oh, I don't know, there's still some stuff on there. As you can see, there's a good shot of the fingerprints on the fingerboard there. Nice and dirty. Someone practiced on this thing probably. But yet at the same time, as you can see, like, there's no chips. There's no, it didn't look like it get banged up against the wall or anything. It's in great shape. I was just playing it on this in the Guitar Center, and it was dirt cheap. Like, it was obviously just priced to sell to get rid of it. And I was like, I can just clean this thing up. As you can see, I'm just getting the alcohol out. I'm just going to put it in that container. I'm going to use my toothbrush and my paper towels off camera to just reach in and just grab. Just wanted to show you the process. So now I'm going to go to work here in the headstock. Hopefully you can see through the video just how bad it was, so you can get the point across. But just starting on the headstock on the top and then on the back. As you can see, yeah, there's no real dents or chips or anything like that. It's in good shape, and it sounds great. It played great. Now just going over it very carefully now. Obviously not wanting to scratch it up or anything like that, just taking care of it while I'm working. As you can see, there's actually stickers. I end up noticing shortly into it, there's still stickers on the back of those tuning pegs there. It is an SR250. It is, in fact, as it says on the side there, or back I should say. Now just getting the paper towels in. Again, I ended up going through countless paper towels. I wish I could show you how many I had on the ground, but yeah, I ended up just going over it, and then you can see there, it's like, oh yeah, there's stickers still on here. Get that off of there. Yeah, I just went over it with, I would go over it with a toothbrush, go over it with paper towels after that. Just try to really just get all the fingerprints and the grime off of it. Here, going over the back of the fingerboard. It was actually not that bad. It was pretty decent. Now, with this part here, I'm doing this and I'm like, all right, this isn't going to be enough. I ended up taking a small screwdriver and kind of going away at it. Now, I'm not going to show you a lot of that because you can see me doing it there. Most of the footage wasn't that great. I was kind of in the way. Do be careful. I don't want to be a bad influence. Like, you got to be careful with something like that. Like, I probably should have had like a rag right next to me in case you ended up like slipping and end up like scratching the paint job, something like that. So definitely, I don't necessarily recommend that, but it was really gunky inside of those 4 screws. I just really had to get in there. So I ended up cutting most of that out. Now both the back and the front, like, I ended up spending a lot of time doing this. I cut a lot of footage out there, just clawing away at it with just adding more alcohol, more paper towels, more alcohol, more paper towels. Again, using 91 alcohol, just be careful with obviously the input jack there is electronics. And you see here I'm like struggling with the bridge, and I'm like, all right, how is this going to work? I ended up getting this like twisting technique going. Try to get in there. It ended up working. It was all right. At first I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to have to get some Q-tips out or something like that. But it was like, yeah, like there's a hair. Body hairs. There were totally body hairs in that bridge. Nasty. I actually enjoy cleaning things off like this, in case you can't tell. So it's getting around the pickups here, getting around the other one, and I'm going up into the knobs next. And then obviously I'm going to have to go through the body here in a second. There's a good shot of it pretty shortly here in a few seconds of how just nasty, after I started to get some of the stuff out, it started to look around the body. Do like the way this base looks. It is a pretty nice eye-catching design. Get around those knobs and around the fretboard there, and there we go. Take a look at that. That's pretty nasty. A lot of stuff on there, a lot of gunk. It's halfway through the process. It's like halfway wet too. You see some of the stuff just stuck on there, and this is after I've been working on it. Like it took a few passes to really clean it off. And this right here is when I really started to, like, I spent a lot of time with these paper towels, and eventually I got to the fretboard and I was like, I have rags, what am I doing? I guess whatever works, right? The knobs are typical of a lot of these like $400, $500, $600 affordable instruments. They have like a volume knob. One's for the pickup switch, and then there's a low, medium, and a high EQ on there. And there we go, just really getting this nice and wet. I ended up having to go over this quite a few times. Like I'd be brushing away at the frets, and then eventually it start to dry off, and then I'd go back over it again and realize, yeah, there's still some stuff on here. It's still a little gunky. But once you start to get it, it starts to get really satisfying to clean it all off. And just going over, obviously you'd want to go specifically around where the frets are. Get rid of those finger-shaped marks that have a tendency to form around the strings. So you're just going over it, going over it, going over it. And moving on, obviously I ended up editing the footage out, so I'm just kind of going through everything. So you don't have to see me doing this whole process, but yeah, I really got this sucker cleaned off. You can see later on, it ended up cleaning up really nicely. Now at the end of the video, I do end up doing a little bit of a demo once I finally get the strings in there and they're all tuned up and ready to go. The only issue with it is that everything's pretty good. It's just the G is definitely sitting lower than the others. All right, you can see me here finally getting that rag out and really going to town on it. But yeah, the G is sitting lower than the others, and the 4th fret is completely dead. It's a little buzzy overall, but I don't mind. Yeah, it sounds good, it plays good. It just, that 4th fret, you'll see me demonstrate that later on. At this point, I'm just cleaning everything up, getting the final touches on it. I'm gonna go through everything else real quick. This is when you're finally, okay, now I'm using the one sanitizer wipe. I ended up only using one. As you can see, it's nice and sudsy. Just going through one last pass with the sanitizer, and then I'll bring the rag back out, and then just finally clean it all off. And then the smear marks finally started to go away at that last point here. You see here, this is me finally getting it nice and polished. And we'll see here in a second here, it's cleaned up pretty good. So yeah, I'll play through a little bit at the end of the video. give a little bit of a demo, put some nice D'Addario strings on there. That was a Dunlop string cutter, by the way, in case you're wondering. We didn't get a good look at that. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. It sounds great, plays great. It's about as good as an affordable bass is gonna get. And you see here, nice and clean. Yay. That's satisfying. You can even see the reflection of my light in there. I am using a nice big softbox. Look at that. Nice and clean. Satisfying. And there we go. Fretboard, nice and clean. Got all those marks off of there for the most part. And we're going to string it up here with the D'Addario strings. These are just 45 to 100s nickel. Now for the sake of the video, I'm just stringing these through, all 4 of them through the bridge at once. Normally I would just go ahead and start with the E string, put it in the tuning posts, and then just go to the G, then the A, then the D. But for the sake of the video, since I just have it sitting there, it's like, I'm just going to put them all through the bridge first, and then I'll do that. I read a long time ago that it's best to, like for the tension, to like not just go up and down in an order. So I usually just do, I don't know if that's true or not, I just remember reading something like that, but like, just I do the low E, and the first thing you see me here, like I bend it a little bit. I heard at one point that that might actually help, so I've been doing it ever since. I don't know if that's true or not. Just winding it through, hold it at the nut, and start tuning. So yeah, I usually go E, then the G, then the A, then the D, to spread it out that way. I've heard people complain about, doing strings, like they don't like it. I don't mind at all. Find it kind of satisfying. I do, after leaving them in, I do be careful. I typically just kind of tune it up just so that it feels good, so that it's like actually sitting on the nut and it actually feels reasonably sturdy, but I can tell it's not tuned up because I do want to be careful. And I will typically wait maybe about an hour or so. I will grab the strings by around the 12th fret or so and just hold it up a bit, do it a few times and let it stretch a bit, and then eventually I'll carefully tune it all the way up. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. And again, going to do a little bit of a demo here, and as you can see, nice and clean. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks and take care.